the difference between Visa and MasterCard, and that is a form of digital payment, digital financial, digitally, and so is blockchain. But what is the main difference there?
Yeah, actually, it's a very good point. Just to clarify that. So back to the basics. Visa and MasterCard are essentially two American companies. Nothing more, nothing less. What they are very good at is they have very good technology for online payments. So Visa network, MasterCard network, they are actually built to facilitate payments. And that's all what those protocols do. Now, blockchain, for example, it does that as well. So, any blockchain. Blockchain is built to facilitate different forms of transactions, either financial transactions, which are the transactions of Visa, MasterCard, or non-financial transactions. What is a non-financial transaction? For example, a message I sent to Dinos, for example. That's an exchange of data. So this exchange of data is based on blockchain system, or can be based on a blockchain system. By the way, nothing is super efficient, so blockchain is not for it's not fit for every purpose. Don't get me wrong, because sometimes people think like, there is a nice new technology and it's the solution to every problem. No, it's not. Just to clarify that. Going back to China, it's a brilliant example. It's a huge country. It's very different from the Western world. It's a financial power, which means they've got their own infrastructures, their own internet, their own payment networks, and all of those things. It's natural. I remember back in the 90s and early 2000s, even US and Europe were very different in terms of payments. Even nowadays, to some extent. But imagine going to China and you need to pay. Which provider are you going to use? You are going to use the local providers. Why? Because that's widely adopted over there. Beside the politics, obviously, that we all know. So, a nice, interesting story about China, actually, and it's nice to go and dig into that and read more about that. China in 2018 actually proposed the whole new digital economy infrastructure, as they call it, which is basically everything going digital. So your payments, your salary is linked to your tax declarations, the money you spend, your income, your even your holiday, your approvals, your documents, any personal documents that you may need to issue. It's a fully digital economy. It's what all European countries are actually trying to achieve. And now there are different schemes and different programs that we want to have in Europe, a universal database with a lot of different documents and things for our personal use. In China, that's already happening. The beautiful thing about China, for me at least, is that they managed to build most of those financial related topics and tasks on blockchain. Why on blockchain? Because it's easier to monitor and facilitate a wide scope of operations. So it's not just your financial transactions, it's also information about personal information about the person. For example, name, surname, where that person lives, what it does, if it needs to digitally sign any contracts. So all of those are happening in a beautiful digital environment. Obviously, it's controlled by the government. That is a centralized body, a centralized authority, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad thing.
If you liked that video and you want to watch the full episode, it's available here. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. It helps the channel.